Hi, I'm about halfway through my turn 5 here. Um, this is again showing the Amulet of Vigor deck. I have cast Wargate earlier. Let's pop up cards so you can see what I'm talking about. Wargate, this turn so far I cast the Ancient Stirrings and found an amulet and played it, and then I cast the Wargate last turn to get a second amulet. On this turn, I played this Selesnya Sanctuary and played Urban Evolution and drew into this. So now we're going to play a Primeval Titan. I believe. Have I played a land this turn? I have. I can play one extra land off the Urban Evolution. Um, so stack it. The return the land last. Oops. That was a misclick. Don't need to do that. So we will take, yes, we want to add a blue. Now it untaps, I can tap it again. Now I have to return land to my hand. We'll return that one again. Play the Titan. Let's see, I've got the blue. I'll actually need extra blue, so play the Titan. We're going to bring into play I have a number of options here. If I bring in Slaver's Stronghold, I can make that guy a 10 and attack for him this turn. But I want to make sure I play the Time Warp. And so that's going to kind of interfere with some of these. So we're just going to bring in two lands that don't have to bounce anything. So we'll bring in a Mosswort Bridge and another Mosswort Bridge. And yes, we want blue mana. Yes, still want blue mana. Let's put another Primeval Titan under that one. It's almost certainly overkill. So take an extra turn. Anyway, so where are we at? We can Wargate for a third, Simic Growth Charm, Summoner's Pact for anything, including another Titan. Actually, how much mana can we generate? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, probably the easiest way to do this would be to Summoner's Pact for a Lotus Cobra. Wargate for another Amulet of Vigor. So we have 3 untaps. And we get the Primeval Titan, which would give us multiple untaps from the 2 lands coming in there, and Ancient Stirrings. And we would have a reasonable chance of There are plenty of options here. Option 1 would be just to Summoner's Pact for a Lotus Cobra, play it. I get extra mana, but I can also, at that point, I will hit 10 power, so I will be able to flip the Ancient Stirrings and see if I can come up with something really useful like Emrakul. If not, I can just play the Primeval Titan. I can also Wargate in here to get an Amulet of Vigor, and with a third Amulet of Vigor, I can have a ton more mana from the Primeval Titan. I don't at this point have anything that allows me to play extra lands, but let's start out with the Wargate. I think with the Simic Growth I can get all the blue I need, so we'll just go for 1. And then the other question is, which is better, using the Amulet of Vigor, or I could Wargate for something like a Vesuva and copy another Moss Bridge and see if I can get something that way. Let's try that. I haven't done that before. So that's casted with x equals 0 and get Vesuva and copy Mosswort Bridge. So we'll start out with this. So we'll start with a Hideaway. So we... Oh, that's nice. Yeah, pretty much anything we want, but let's make sure we get the extra turn. Now, we Summoner's Pact. Oops. Let's add a green because it's going to untap again. And then add a green from that. And then we Summoner's Pact for a Lotus Cobra and play that. We have not yet played our land for the turn. So let's play the land. And yes, I want to add the green. Once again, we'll add green. It'll untap it. I'll tap it again. Untap it one more time. Oops, I just tapped those for no particularly good reason. And then we bounce a land because we may want to use it again next turn. Actually, I could bounce pretty much anything. Now let's see what's under here. There's Emrakul. Let's see, what can I generate this turn? 1, 2. Let's see. I don't know for sure. I should know, of course, whether I can cast Emrakul, but I'm not going to do the math. I'm just going to try it. So we put these guys on last. All these effects. And then all these effects. Do I want to use the ability? Yeah, we'll put a green. I want to use the ability? Yes. Multiple lotus covers is pretty cool, isn't it? Alright, then we'll have to pick up lands. I think what we'll pick up are the mosswood bridges, because we might be able to get some more cards out of those next turn. And then we can cast ourselves an Emrakul. And as long as we have the mana, let's also time warp. And then if we wanted to, unfortunately we can't quite, we can attack with Primeval Titan, which can generate a bunch more mana, and pull in a few more things. But none of them are particularly useful. And we do have 2 spare turns set up. With a little bit more time, or had I counted my mana a little more carefully, we could also have cast or pulled up as one of the lands. As it worked out, I forgot I had the 3 Lotus Cobra triggers. I could have pulled it in Slayer's Stronghold, in which case I could have given Emrakul haste and attacked right away. Of course, the fact that we have 2 different spare turns racked up means it's pretty much irrelevant. So anyway, that just jumped in the middle here because it was working pretty well. It was turn 5. But, you know, I think the person wins on our turn 5B, or our opponent loses, rather. So, just kind of a thought. So I have to pay off the mana, which is no problem. And just for kicks, we can play a Mosswort Bridge. And let's stack everything else first. We can stick an Explorer under it. And the nice thing about having all the amulets is we can tap that for green. Get another green. Let it untap again. Go ahead and play it. This is why I don't play with an opponent, because my opponent would have conceded long before this. Now I can play an extra land this turn, and I can draw a card. So I can play my... actually, let that resolve and get blue. And I can play my other Mosswort Bridge. And stick this stuff on. Get green. Get green. Oops. Okay, this is just getting dumb. I now have the ability to generate basically infinite mana, but there's nothing bigger to get in the deck. I can get another Primeval Titan. I can play Wargate for 1,000, but at this point, I can also just attack and win. So let's concede the game. So, yeah, it was a fairly long turn, whatever. Not a terribly useful one, but kind of amusing.